Welcome back into Rounding Third Baseball, episode 290. 10 episodes away from 300. Can you believe it?
Wild.
Will we see the Athletics change their name? So, interesting topic we will dive into. I'm Nick. We have Harrison tonight. How are you doing tonight, Harrison?
Fantastic. It's been interesting, no real free agent news, but a lot of other interesting topics have come up in the last few days. So
Yeah,
should be a fun one.
absolutely. Yep. We will dive into it. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Logitech, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links in our link tree at the top of all of our socials. So if you do any shopping with these companies, please use our links as we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. Just a great way to support the show. You can also check out our merch on Etsy. If you search Rounding Third Baseball, we have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers, whole bunch of cool stuff on there. Great way to support us and to get our name out there. And finally, on Patreon, I do have a post that just released. We are bringing Family Feud back. Family Feud is back. It was a huge hit last time. We had it in August. Justin from Nostalgic Baseball Geezer will be back with Family Feud. So we will be playing next Thursday, or you guys will be playing. We'll be hosting next Thursday on Patreon. So check us out there. It is a separate app. Just download the app, search Rounding Third Baseball, and join the community. All right, here we go, Harrison. We're going to start off with the Edward Cabrera trade to the Cubs for a pretty big named prospect that's been thrown around, Owen Casey. What were your initial thoughts on this one?
I mean, there's a lot of thoughts, but my first thought was Owen Casey was the reason you weren't re-signing Kyle Tucker. And
Yeah.
now he's not there anymore. So surprise. What is your outfield plan now? I will say, getting back Edward Cabrera, who's under team control till 2028 for peanuts, is beautiful. I mean, there's so many things to like about this trade. They gave up a lot. The Cubs gave up a lot for Cabrera. Cabrera strikes out almost 20 or a little more than 25% of the batters he faces. Casey looks like he's going to be a stud. They gave up two other prospects here, one highly rated, one not so highly rated. But again, the Marlins continue to turn these players into just bags of prospects. And Owen Casey's major league ready. He was going to be a starter, so he's probably going to slot right into that Marlins lineup, and he could be a beast. So I love this for the Marlins. I like it for the Cubs, but I was definitely surprised when I saw the names.
Could the Cubs be back in on Tucker, and this is a move to free up a spot?
I mean, from what's been reported, no, they're not back in on Tucker. They still think that's more than they can do, but it has turned their attention to. They are trying to talk to Bichette. They have reached back out to Bellinger. So I do think that there's other moves they may make. I don't think Tucker's in the cards, but it certainly has changed, I think, what the rest of their offseason looks like. But I think it's a trade you make 11 times out of 10 when presented to you.
Yeah, Cubs need pitching. We've said it. Justin Steele hurt the last couple years. Imanaga gives up a lot of bombs. This is going to help. This is going to help your rotation. So great move for the Cubs. And like you said, Marlins just stockpiling prospects at this point, and they're going to be really good if they can keep panning out like Stowers have and the other young players on this team. So
yeah. And welcome back to the show, Brian Adams. I'm with you. I didn't think Casey was available. And I from what I've read online, there's a lot of Cubs fans who are in the same boat as you, feeling, disappointed that they're not going to see this kid who's been talked about for a while, on the field next year. Because I think that he's got an incredibly high ceiling. The fan base was excited for him. He projected as, your core outfielder and a middle of the order bat there for a long time. And I think it's a big change.
Yeah, I don't think I would have released him unless you're getting back a Tarek Skubal type player. That's a tough one to kind of swallow.
Cabrera might be that guy, and he's going to be cheap. He's cheap for 3 more years.
I mean, yeah, I get the control, but he's not Tarek Skubal.
I mean, Tariq Skubal wasn't Tariq Skubal for several years either, so
that's fair.
I mean, Skubal's been in the league longer than most of us realize, and he finally, it took him a while to figure it out. But
yeah,
Cabrera has an arm that you don't find every day. Now, is he a polished ace? Nope. He's still incredibly raw, but his arm talent and stuff is off the charts.
yeah.
And
That's
Cubs
fair.
fans are going to love him. If he comes out and deals in April, they will quickly forget.
Yeah,
If he stinks, this will haunt the Cubs for a while.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I can't wait to see Casey in that lineup. I mean, my goodness, that's going to be like the all under 25 lineup of guys that just absolutely friggin' rake.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Just rake.
Yep. All right, we have a Rockies signing. Can you believe it? The Colorado Rockies are on the free agent board. Michael Lorenzen, 1 year, $8 million deal. Now it is only the Boston Red Sox that have not signed a free agent. Crazy.
That's just such a weird spot to be in as a baseball fan, as a Red Sox fan, to be like, oh, you signed nobody. You've made a bunch of moves, but you signed nobody.
Yep. Yep. Mike Reed in with the Jamie Moyer right behind the logo there. Nice job. Yeah, I mean, good for the Rockies here. I don't have much to add other than they signed somebody. They're alive. And yes, Colorado still has a ball club, apparently, Ryan, every time we bring them up. But yeah, so good. I mean, Lorenzen is a nice piece. I'm going to say he gets demolished at Coors Field, but that's just me. I mean, every pitcher does. But whatever. It's a pitcher. It's an arm. It's something.
I mean, let's be serious. The only guy that's tamed Coors Field is Ubaldo Jimenez. Everybody else every pitcher just goes there to die.
Well, and he only did it for a season. Let's be honest.
Right. he had a few good months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good for Michael Lorenzen. He found a gig. I'm surprised that was the only gig he could find. I would have thought there'd be more interest in a guy like that. I mean, what's sad is Lorenzen can hit. So it would have been nice to see him take a few swings here in Colorado too and see what happens. But
we still might. It is the Rockies.
That is true. That is true. He might be a good pinch hitting bat off the bench. Who knows? But I mean, I think Lorenzen does tend to get a lot of ground balls, so he might be a decent fit there. I'm just more surprised that the Rockies remembered how to actually like write a contract and get somebody to sign one because it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, and Aaron, you're right. Hideo Nomo threw a no there. I forgot it was
that's right.
Yeah, crazy.
That is true. Yeah, and Mike Reed, the Rockies absolutely should do more of these deals. The Rockies they need to get creative. And John, I've been preaching this for months. The Rockies need to go get sinker ballers, knuckleballers, guys that throw everything but a four-seam fastball.
Right.
Don't throw fastballs in Colorado. You want everything that sinks. You want splitters, you want sinkers, you want knuckleballs, you want curveballs, you name it, cutters, but just don't throw a bunch of four-seam fastballs.
Yeah.
I like Lorenzen because he does get a lot of ground balls. That's a good fit in Colorado. He can rake too, so it wouldn't be bad to see him hit. But I'm just impressed the Rockies signed somebody more than anything.
Yeah, Lorenzen's gonna revamp his two-way status. Imagine that'd be incredible. I'd love it.
I mean, it would be wild.
That'd be sick.
Good ballpark to do it in.
Yep. All right, Bo Bichette is set to meet with the Philadelphia Phillies. If he signs with the Phillies, would it change anything for them this upcoming year?
I think it would. Yeah. I mean, if you go meet with the Phillies and decide that's the place for you and you sign there, your question becomes, where do you play? Trey Turner's not moving. You're not really a shortstop anymore. Bryson Stott's probably not moving.
You're going to third. They're going to move Alec Bohm.
Alec Bohm's they're going to have to find a way to get rid of Bohm fast in a hurry. So, maybe fire sale off Bohm. That would be a killer infield. It still, I don't think, addresses some of your other problems. This team can hit. They can already hit. But I do think he makes that lineup better. I just I don't see him as a solution to the issues the Phillies have had or the holes they need to fill, but he'd certainly be an upgrade.
Yeah. I don't know if this is him doing the whole free agent shopping to see what the Phillies would give them, a semi big market team with a lot of money, just getting that benchmark, because I don't know what the other teams have offered him, because I mean, he met with the Red Sox, but I haven't seen details on what they offered. Like, they just said it was a quote unquote good meeting, right?
Yeah,
So
and I don't believe there was an offer. I think it was more of kind of a getting to know you, feeling each other out situation, because I don't think
gotcha.
the Red Sox ever made him an offer.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting because I'm with everybody in the chat. Like, where does he play? Is he really a third baseman? Do you move Bryson Stott to third and put him at second? You're not taking Trey Turner off short. But I don't know. For me personally, I don't think this signing puts the Phillies over the one series and out, the one
No.
playoff series and out. I don't think it does. I love Bo. I love the type of player he is. He was gone pretty much this entire postseason, right, until the World Series. So,
Yep.
Durability is an issue. I like him. Doesn't put the Phillies over the edge, though, if he does sign.
Yeah, I mean, that would be arguably the best infield in baseball. But it wasn't like it was a terrible infield before.
Yeah.
Stott could probably play third base. He doesn't really fit as a third baseman, but maybe better than Bo. I mean, Bo's got somewhat limited range, partially because of injuries, partially because he never had that much range to begin with. He's really not a shortstop anymore, and he knows that. The whole league knows that. I mean, so
Yeah.
he's definitely looking at a second base, probably a second base, maybe a third base job, but most likely second.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty nasty double play combo, and another guy who's a lot of contact, which
Yeah.
is an issue the Phillies have had.
We do need to pause the show for a second because we have a Rockies fan in the chat.
All right.
This is absolutely incredible. Yeah, we were just talking about the Rockies. Who is just down here? What do you think the Rockies need to do to get back on their feet? We have a couple of them in here. Love it. A lot, man. I don't have the in-depth knowledge of the Rockies. We're baseball fans, but we just talked about them signing Lorenzen. That's a great deal. But Rockies have a steep mountain to climb, and I don't even know where they start. I don't think hiring the GM they did is necessarily the correct move. We'll see, but man, they got a long ways to go.
Look at that, Ryan. We promised you they existed.
Right?
Ryan's been convinced for months that there does not exist this magical thing of a Rockies fan, but yeah, Captain, I told you they were out there.
Yep.
They exist, man. I've been in Denver many times, and there's Rocky stuff everywhere.
And I hear this a lot, Mystical, right? This seems like it's the issue, but unfortunately, there's no one to fire those guys, right? I mean, they sort of kind of maybe own the team. So there's nobody above them to fire them. So they're there. And I think that's the tough part with the Rockies. But
Boba, I feel for you. Rockies and Jets. Oh, that's rough.
Man, my condolence cards in the mail, buddy. Whew.
Yikes.
It's really rough.
I mean, we've said it before on the show, and I'll give our new Rockies fans a quick takedown. Here's our view of the Rockies world. Right now, you need to play chaos ball. You need to go find a bunch of guys that throw all kinds of off-speed stuff, sinking stuff, breaking stuff, splitters to keep the ball on the ground. You need to go find some guys that can field the ball relatively well. And you need to go find some guys that have some speed and some bat control. And you need to be bunting and hitting and running and just creating chaos on the field. You cannot win baseball in traditional ways. You're not going to outpitch anybody. You're not going to out hit anybody. But you can absolutely create chaos, cause errors, cause mistakes, and steal runs and manufacture runs. And that is what they're going to have to do until they can hit on some draft picks, develop some players, and bring some talent up. But if I'm Paul DePodesta, I am throwing the analytics out right now because they all suck. We all know the analytics suck. The data is bad.
Yeah.
Throw it all out and do everything against the grain right now while you develop players.
Yeah. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, Forrest said they need to be the 1980s Cardinals, right?
Yep.
They need to completely do the opposite of what the league is doing. The league is all drop and drive. You know, defense has taken a hit because everybody is so offensive minded. Now, there's still some great defenders out there, don't get me wrong. However, defense as a whole, I would say, has decreased over the last few years. You put constant pressure on these defenses, you're going to see 4 or 5 errors a game. Hell, just look at some of the Red Sox games last year. Not pretty. You put any type of pressure on that defense and they throw the ball all over the ballpark. So that's what the Rockies need to do. They need to absolutely flip the script. They need to play Milwaukee Brewers baseball. And the Brewers played that last year. And, right. Do they have the team that can do it? I mean, possibly. They have some guys with some speed. They have some guys with some contact. You have Hunter Goodman there that can hit 35 bombs for you. So you have some power. You have a lot of green. Just get me a guy that dumps it over the second baseman's head, and that's a double.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Go sign Luis Ariz if you've got any money left. Like, just go do everything against the grain right now. Contact, speed, steal bases, hit and run, bunt, move guys around, tons of sinking stuff, get a bunch of ground balls. Like, you need to do, like Nick said, just take everything the league is doing and do the opposite. Yep. And just play chaos ball, create absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Because it's not always errors. It's the hesitations, the pauses, the throwing behind runners, that stuff will add up and it'll eat a team alive.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Yeah, just flip it right on its head for sure.
Yep. So back to Bo Bichette really quick. I think what's worth noting too with Bo Bichette is he's meeting with the Phillies, but he's back in touch with the Yankees also. So the Yankees have kind of re-engaged with Bichette. I'm hoping that's because they're getting tired of waiting for Bellinger to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And look to make other changes, because if you were to sign Bichette, you could put Bo at second and put Jazz back out in the outfield, and now your Bellinger issue is gone.
Right.
It gives you some flexibility with what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, the Yankees are still an enigma to me. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know which way they're going. Are they in a stalemate with everybody? Does Bo Bichette turn into a stalemate? I don't know. But I mean, I like your play there, right? You bring Bo Bichette, you move Jazz to the outfield, and you don't have to worry about Bellinger. You can just close the door and be like, yep. Thanks, but
thanks,
no
pal.
thanks.
See ya.
Yep.
Well, and the Yankees at some point the Yankees need to just be like, dude, it's either yes or no. Like we've been doing this weird dance for what, 6 weeks? Like,
if not longer.
You either want to be here or not. Like, we're not going to spend all off season waiting for you to make up your mind.
Right. Yeah. Can they even sign Bo? I mean, they hitched their wagon to Grisham. Well, and there's this, Brian. Bichette would start over Volpe. Right? I mean, most likely. Volpe's season last year was not good. Not good.
Yeah, but these are the softer, friendlier Yankees who will give him a third chance. Whereas in the days of old, George have already sent that kid packing for a bag of balls and a lollipop. I mean, I think Volpe is their shortstop until somebody decides he absolutely can't be it.
Okay, sure.
I don't see them quitting on that kid. They so badly want him to be Derek Jeter 2.0.
He's not walking through that door anytime soon, let me tell you. Derek Jeter is a one-of-a-kind shortstop.
Yeah, you won't see him again.
We might not see anyone like him, period, on any other team, ever.
No.
In our lifetime.
No, I mean, that is generational talent. That's not That's not wait for the next one to come around.
Yeah, 3,400 hits, captain, postseason hero. I mean, all of it. Leadership.
Few rings.
Yeah, just a few. Just a couple. Crazy. Well, staying with...
They'll quit on Volpe when they quit on Boone. So, yeah, never.
Okay, fair. Staying with the Phillies though, Harrison, Don Mattingly joins the Phillies. If he's looking for a ring, he's not gonna find it here.
I mean, great for Don Mattingly. And did I read correctly? His son works in their front office, so that was kind of the connection there.
Sure. But if this dude is truly chasing a ring, right? The guy, I mean, that was the big story last year. So like literally 2 inches away from getting his first World Series ring, and he comes up short again. Never was on any of those good Yankees teams in the 90s, finished his career before. Guy's still looking for a ring, deserves one. Love Don Mattingly, but he's not gonna find it in Philly.
No, and actually, so his son Preston Mattingly is the general manager. That's kind of the interesting part of that whole thing. But yeah, Don Mattingly is absolutely looking for a World Series ring, and that was part of the draw to Toronto. I don't see the Phillies getting him a ring. I do think that having him on the bench is such a benefit to that team and to Thompson to have him sitting right there, because I think when it comes to the ins and outs of baseball, the day-to-day grind of baseball, Donnie Baseball knows it cold. And he is a great resource for these, the veterans, the young guys, the coaching staff, everybody. He just adds a huge level of credibility to that bench. Great move for the Phillies. I just don't see this getting him what he wants, but I do think the ability to work in the same organization as his son is probably pretty exciting.
Yeah. And Mike Reed, this isn't a bad point. He knows he gets the job when they fire Rob Thompson in June.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, Michael, he just missed playing for one with the Yanks, then just missed one as a coach for the Jays, and he goes, here? Yeah. Yeah, and Captain, I was rooting for the Jays, obviously, because boo Dodgers, but because he was on their bench. Yeah, and it's, even as a Red Sox fan, right? It is hard to root against this guy. We wanted him in the Hall. We love what he brings to the game. He was a hell of a hitter. He's incredible with the players. The players love him, and he knows what he's talking about, right? But, Ryan said it back a little bit. Why does baseball hate Tom Mattingly so much? And man, if the baseball gods are cruel to anyone, it is this poor guy. But I just, again, like, Phillies are almost in the Yankees territory for me. Like, I still don't know which way they want to go with this thing. Like, they're meeting with Bichette. They re-signed Schwarber, but like, are they gonna move the pieces in time for this all to settle in? Like, does it work out? Is Alec Boehm still on this roster? Is Castellanos still on this roster? Like, what is going to happen with this Phillies team? I don't know. I'm lost.
I don't think they know right now. I think they're very much trying to figure out what their options are, who they could actually move. Because I think the hard part for the Phillies, you've got guys that you kind of know aren't fits. Castellanos has been a disaster. You've wanted to move Boehm for 2 years. But like, if you can't move those guys, then signing other people's kind of puts you in a bad spot, because now you got guys you got to just dump for nothing. They're in a tough spot where they've got guys that are kind of standing in the way from making the changes maybe they do want to make. I think they're going to have to make some tough decisions and maybe just take some losses.
Yeah.
Mike Reed, DFA Castellanos, maybe that might be the way to get it. You may just have to suck it up and let him go, pay him to go away. But I don't think the Phillies are in a spot where they necessarily want to absorb a $20 million hit, where maybe you could send him off somewhere and absorb half of it. Yeah, maybe there's a way to offset some of it, but they're in a tough spot because they got a couple of guys they know they need to move.
And deep drive to left for a 4-0 lead. Yeah. Crazy. All right. A couple weird claims off waiver this week. We got Big Christmas claimed off waivers by the Orioles. I made the slide, and then 2 hours later, he's immediately DFA'd. And we're like, okay. And then the same thing happened with the Dodgers kid. What's his name? Escapes my head right now.
Oh, the outfielder.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm blanking on his name too.
Anyways, but both of them claimed by other teams and then immediately DFA'd. Now,
Justin Dean.
Justin Dean, thank you,
I
Harrison.
could picture him, couldn't name him.
Same. So what is this? Is this teams claiming them? I asked you this question. I go, what's the point of that? And then you fired back immediately, and I just didn't. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. I was in the middle of work. That's probably why. But you were just like, well, if they clear waivers, then they can send him down to AAA with no penalty. And I was like, yeah, there it is. That's definitely the reason. It's to build depth in the minor league system.
Yeah, I believe the only way you can send a player down who has no minor league options is to DFA them, let them fully clear waivers, and then they can accept a minor league assignment. My guess is that's what they're doing here. Is they're DFAing since nobody else claimed him potentially. They're DFAing Big Christmas to let him clear waivers again, and then send him down to AAA, which I think in the long run is probably the right move. Get him to the minors, let him get some stuff figured out, because he had some moments where he looked terrific in Cleveland and moments he looked completely overmatched. And I think he just needs to figure out a couple things and he'll be back. But it's a great inexpensive depth move for the Orioles.
Yeah.
To stash him in the minor leagues, let him get right, and then bring him back.
That walk-off home run in the playoffs was absolutely electric.
A bomb.
And I was like, absolute no doubter. And like, how electric it was when the moment happens and the camera's shaking. Like it can't focus on the play. I mean, it was just one of the coolest postseason moments I've seen in a while. And we've had a lot of great ones lately, but that one stands out vividly. It was pretty cool. So listen, Orioles are making moves. They're trying to make things happen. I love the way they're going. They got absolutely punched in the mouth last year. And they're rebounding. It seems like they're getting back up. Do they fully recover this year? I don't know. The AL East is still a gauntlet, and they're loading up. I mean, the Red Sox still aren't done. It seems like the Blue Jays still aren't done. So they still got a lot of work. The Yankees are not done? Question mark. But so, I mean, Orioles still have a lot of work to do on the field and off the field. They still got to get Framber Valdez or Ranger Suarez in that rotation.
Yes,
if they could land both somehow, Orioles are going to be looking good going into the season.
Yeah, they absolutely need that one top of the rotation. Because I mean, could Shane Baz be that guy? Sure. Is he that guy right now? No. I think you need to find that top of the rotation, that ace stopper that is going to go out there every 5 days and give you a chance to win.
Yeah, but I mean, you have Eflin, you have Baz, and if you put Framber or Suarez at the front of that rotation, it's not a terrible 1, 2, 3. If they can all stay healthy.
Well, and Bradish, who you had for part of last year, who's now back and healthy.
Listen, I love Kyle Bradish. I love his stuff. I'm not banking on him in 2026. I can't rely on him.
Yeah, I mean, he came back late last season, but again, there's a track record here.
Yeah, exactly. Orioles need outfielders. What do you mean? They got Tyler O'Neill for opening day. That's all they need.
I mean, he's good for like 50 to 60 games a year.
Yep. Orioles are the second wild card, locking it in, Ryan. All right. Possibly. I can see it.
I thought the Orioles were going to be a wild card team this year and competing for the AL East. So, if they can just put things together, I think you're right. I think that's a team that's going to be dangerous, but they do need some starting pitching
badly.
Without another starter, there's no way.
No.
If they go get themselves another starter, then I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then my AL predictions here in a couple months are going to be interesting because it could pan out where they're competing for that second, third spot in the AL East, or they're back in the basement. I'm still kind of torn with them, but it will matter what they do the next 4 weeks here.
Yep, absolutely true.
All right, let's get to the big news that probably everybody kind of wants to dive into because this one it's weird. The Las Vegas Athletics and the Vegas Athletics trademarks are denied by the U.S. Patent Office. So it was told that the quote nickname was too generic and could be confused with other activities, even if associated with Vegas. So that was the reason the U.S. Patent Office gave the Athletics for denying the trademark. So do they just keep the A's? Like Las Vegas A's.
Did they remind the trademark office they've had this name since like 1901? Like this is, I mean, this is like telling Nike you can't have your name back if you move like your manufacturing plant. Like everybody knows who the Athletics are. They are an institution. They've been around sports for over 100 years. How you can deny a trademark on what's already an existing trademark that's been around for a million years is absolutely beyond me.
Yeah.
They are the Athletics. They've been the Athletics forever. They will always be called the Athletics by fans. Changing the name is ridiculous.
Just ask the Cleveland Guardians.
Right. I still call them the Indians.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I still call them the Indians because A, it's a better name, and B, they've been the Indians forever.
Yeah.
I
do all the local fans. So
yeah, I don't get. I totally understand the patent trademark office's point of if you're going to call a team the Athletics, if you're getting a new patent if you're getting a new trademark, sure, I can see that being a problem.
Right.
But you're basically denying a trademark that's existed for over 100 years. Nothing's changed. There's just a location.
Yeah, Brian, this is incredible. This is probably the only reason it got denied. Is the patent office located in Oakland?
Oh,
imagine. Yeah, that'd be incredible.
Well, and this is the same patent trademark office that denied the NHL's team in Utah from using the Yetis for fear of confusing them with the coolers and mugs. So like
that one's close, right?
That one I can at least like make sense of. It's a little kind of ridiculous, but I can make sense of it.
But there's nothing in Las Vegas that's labeled Athletics, right? It's
such a generic term. Like,
right.
I don't get it. It's been around for so long that, and it's moved to 4 or 5 other locations. It just seems dumb.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Now, there was rumors going around saying that, the fans in Oakland put the patent in ahead of time to like just shove it to the Oakland A's and Fisher and all that. But that I don't think that's true. It came out that wasn't true, but yeah, I don't understand this. Now they do have like a 90-day appeal window where they can go back to the patent office and be like, listen, dude, like this has been our name since the beginning of existence. Before, athletes competed in athletics, this was our name. Like, so let's rethink this. And I mean, there's this, right? There's athletic brand apparel, and then there's Fabletics. How do you let Fabletics go by? Fabletics is the same thing. I mean, right? That's a clothing company. If you're playing off athletics, obviously. So like, I don't understand it. Slot machine work is athletic for forearms.
Oh God.
But man.
Yeah, I just
yeah, okay. Michael, yeah, it's stretching it, right? I don't know what legs they have to stand on to deny this, really. And this excuse in quotes that I just read really makes no sense to me. It's almost like there was an Oakland A's fan at the patent office and he's like, yeah, denied.
Yeah, it's like they're just ignoring 100 and something years of history to be like, you know what, we're not going to let this continue to circulate. We're good because it has existed for so long. It's been in place. It's well known. This is the Athletics. There's no confusing it with, the local athletic club. It's dumb. It's dumb. And I have to believe that in the end, they'll be able to appeal this. They'll get the right people in a room and be like, guys, like, have you ignored the last 124 years, 125 years of history where we've been called the Athletics? Like, this is dumb. This is
Yeah.
this is tradition. This is history.
Yeah, it's just an idiotic thing, and that's the icing on the cake. That I got nothing else for it after that. It's just flat out stupid. I
Yeah,
don't understand it.
when this first came out, I'm like, what am I reading this on? Like, is this a gag article? Like, there's no
Yeah,
way.
I thought it was MLB on Facts. Have you ever seen that on Instagram?
Yeah,
It's like the fake. It's so funny. That's what I
it's
thought it
hilarious.
was. And then I look it up and I'm like, oh no, this is like a legit thing. This is ridiculous. Crazy.
This is real. And the A's are full steam ahead to Vegas for 2028 and now fighting over the trademark for a name that they've had for a million years. So it's dumb. I have to believe it'll get fixed, but this is the kind of nonsense that a team doesn't need as they're working towards moving.
Michael says, can we revoke the Dodgers trademark because there's no trolleys in Chavez Ravine? I mean, we could just
Well,
keep going down the right.
and Dodgers, that seems awfully generic. You could be dodging cars in traffic. You could be dodging the ball in a game. You could be, it seems awfully generic. Could be confused with other activities, even Los Angeles.
Yeah. Ryan, I'm kind of with you here, right? If they have to rebrand, if they're forced to rebrand, they better rebrand completely, lose the colors, all of it. And this bothers me more than it should. And listen, I'm with you there because this is 125 years of history. This is longer than our grandparents have been alive, right? I mean, their parents possibly weren't even alive. Like, that's how long the Oakland Athletics or the Athletics franchise has been around. I mean, absolutely insane. Do I think it gets worked out? I think it does. I really do see them kind of revoking this. So I think it will be the Las Vegas or the Vegas A's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Forrest, if we have another team, red and blue, that would be ridiculous. It doesn't. We don't need any more red and blue teams. My goodness, it's ridiculous. The Vegas gambling interpreters has a ring to it.
love it.
That's the one thing we should have gotten the Indians for Christmas. We should have gotten them an interpreter. They could have blamed the whole thing on.
Brutal.
But anyways, yeah, I just if they, I mean, I do believe it'll get sorted out and they will be able to keep the Athletics. But if they can't, then I agree. You have to completely start over. There's no like partially doing this. You have to launch as like a brand new team, which I mean, what a nightmare for all the old merch you have in circulation. Like the A's hat is so iconic. The Kelly Green.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. And to lose that would be sad.
Yeah. Forrest goes, but what if they go back to red and blue just like everybody else? Ugh. It's brutal. There's so much red and blue around the league. It's crazy.
It is obscene.
Yeah. All right. So we had the choose your own adventure last week, and there were a couple topics that I kind of wanted to bring up. Chad Edwards also sent me a message on the side. He's like, we should kind of really dive into these two topics. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? We got nothing really else to talk about this week. So I want to lay this out for you guys. Should the postseason stats count towards regular season awards? What are your thoughts, Harrison?
No, because again, like these are regular season awards, and if you let postseason stats count, then you're giving the players that don't make the postseason because their team isn't good enough. You're putting them at a disadvantage, and teams that make the playoffs, and so guys get extra ABs or extra innings pitched. You're giving them an advantage that everybody has by keeping it a regular season award. It's a level playing field. Everybody's got the same 162 games to finish out and build their case off of.
I mean, I agree with that point. However, when it's clear that there is two top candidates, let's take 2025 AL MVP race into consideration, right? We know it's Aaron Judge. We know it's Cal Raleigh, right? Those two are neck and neck.
Yep.
And there's really nobody behind them, right? It's those two. It's clearly those two. And we were talking about possibly co-MVPs.
Mhm.
So what could be the tiebreaker there? They both made the postseason.
Yep.
Even though voters don't take or not supposed to take postseason into account, do they? Because I don't know if I could just shut the postseason out of my mind unless they send in the votes before the postseason starts. I don't know exactly how it works, but I don't know. I think I would take that into account. If I'm torn, I'm looking at their postseason performances for a tiebreaker.
I
I
mean,
mean,
and maybe the writers do. Maybe they do.
Chad says the ballots are due before playoffs, which makes sense.
I was just looking it up because I'm pretty sure they have to put their vote in before the playoffs start, so they can't be swayed by that. I was looking it up to verify that I was right, but they do. They have to submit those. They have to submit before the playoffs start. So when the
Makes
season
sense.
ends, it's like boom, give us your votes, and then we're done, so that you aren't swayed by that. If not, then yeah, you'd have guys that see what they do and be like, man, like that. I should give this guy more credit because of what he just did in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which again, like isn't part of the argument because I mean, there's been many times the MVP has won and not made the playoffs. Could they have lost it because somebody else played 10 more games in the playoffs? Well, yeah, maybe. But
then why the hell does it take a month and a half for them to release the MVP? Like, I mean, on a random Tuesday in November when no one's paying attention, mostly on election day. Oh, hey, let's just release it here. Nothing's going on. Let's just
yeah,
release the MVP.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, and it's because you don't want anything to upstage the playoffs. Just like why don't you tell the world about Class A until after the World Series because you don't want to upstage the playoffs
I mean, I get it.
when you probably knew what was going on for a while.
Yeah, I get it. Um, writers shouldn't even get a vote if they don't even write about baseball anymore.
I mean,
Preach.
yeah, I do think that there should be a smaller pool of voters. Some of those people just I don't think are qualified to give a vote.
And this is absolutely fair too, Mike, right? World Series is over. Then they release all the awards. So, yeah, it kind of extends the season a little bit. Yeah, I totally get that. And yes, and Ryan backs you up right there. It gives you something to talk about in the offseason. I get it.
Yeah, totally.
Baseball's a 365 game to me. It is year round. There's so much that happens year round in baseball that there truly isn't an off season.
I mean, it's
But I get it.
spring training in February, World Series in late October, early November, and then you got kind of the hot stuff. I mean, it's really you only have like a month or two where there's really like not big baseball activity happening. But you're talking about the Arizona Fall League, you're talking about the winter meetings, you're talking about it's really just like January that there's like no baseball.
Mhm.
It's like middle of December to middle of February. You got this 2-month window where there's really nothing going on other than talking about what's going to happen next year.
Yep. Yeah, and free agency. But
That's it.
yeah. All right. So in the same light, should postseason stats count towards career totals? Now I'm talking career individual totals, right? Babe Ruth 714. You add his postseason stats in there. How come those home runs are not counted toward his personal career totals? What are your feelings on that?
I again, it gets back to like, are you measuring guys on a level playing field? So, so there's two problems with this. One, you have players, and Bernie Williams is a great example. Bernie Williams, not a Hall of Famer. He's got insane postseason stats because he played in a million postseason games. Now that wasn't because of him solely; it was because he was on good teams. You've got lots of other players in the same era that were just as good, if not better, that didn't get all the playoff opportunities. So I think you're measuring players that had basically more games against guys that didn't have them. So it's not a level playing field anymore. And two, historically, you have expanded playoffs over time. So when you compare players today to players of 50, 75, 100 years ago, they didn't have 3 playoff rounds. They literally, it was you won the American League, you went to the World Series. Like there was no playoffs. It was basically you went right to it. And then you added a round. And then it was 2. Now it's 3. I mean, we've talked about expanding, adding more teams to the playoffs, making the playoffs even longer when you go through expansion. It's the regular season is the regular season. That's when everything gets measured. The playoffs are kind of like bonus time, and not everybody gets to participate. Some guys never participate. Ask Ernie Banks. He's got zero playoff stats.
Yeah.
And so if you measure guys, if you measure them against peers that were in the playoffs a lot, you're going to get a way different answer.
I get all of your points, right? And completely understand it. Guys back then played 154 games.
They did.
You expanded it to 162. Is that necessarily fair? Because they're compared against each other, right? That's 8 more games. Now, for me, this is career totals are not, they're your personal career totals. You achieved these numbers. Yes, with help from your team to get to the postseason. But if I have 20 homers and 100 postseason games, I want those homers in my career totals. And yes, they're split apart on Baseball Reference and all of that. I get it. But and I understand this too, right? Derek Jeter would add a full season to his stats.
Yeah.
Okay. Like those are career games he played in. He played another full season, whether it's in the postseason or the regular season. So for me, like his career totals should count because he achieved those stats. Whether it's fair or not, it doesn't matter. He still did it in an MLB game. It's his personal stats. I have no issue because that is easy to go back through time and add 15 to Babe Ruth, another 20 to Lou Gehrig, right? We can track the World Series and the postseason from, I don't know, 1791 all the way till present, right? We can. It would not be hard to add postseason stats to players' career totals. Now, would that mess up the whole history of what we've talked about forever? And Babe Ruth was 714 and Hank Aaron 7. Yeah, absolutely it would. I get it. But these are their personal career totals at the MLB level. So for me, I think they should count towards their personal stats.
Well, and I think that, so baseball does track them. You can look up Derek Jeter's regular season versus postseason stats. Again, postseason
Right.
after the season.
Right.
So you can add them up if you want, but for consideration for career stats, for Hall of Fame consideration, for awards, the postseason is bonus time. It's not time that anybody's guaranteed. It's not time that even everybody gets to participate in. I mean, hell, there's guys that get left off the rosters that that were a big part of the team during the regular season. It's hard to say, oh yeah, you get the MVP this year because you were in the playoffs and that person wasn't, or you get into the Hall of Fame because you were in the playoffs for a bazillion games. I think that's where it becomes a problem. If you give Bernie Williams credit for his 180 something postseason hits, which nobody else has done, and add that to his career total, now all of a sudden he's over 2,500 hits. Do you consider him differently? Like, does he now get more consideration for the Hall of Fame?
He should have anyways. I
mean, you're not wrong. I mean, the guy's impact was bigger than a lot of people give him credit for, but that's an incredible stat to have that many postseason hits.
But
he also got to play in so many games because he was on good teams.
But my counter argument to that is when the Hall of Fame voting does come along, they look at Derek Jeter's 6 rings. They look at Derek Jeter's postseason total. So why not just add it all together in his pile of stats? Like just add it to it anyways. If we're considering them anyways when it comes to legacy and Hall of Fame, why don't we just add them to his career totals?
Well, because you're not looking at stats. You're looking at what they accomplished in the playoffs. So they're not looking at how many hits did Derek Jeter have. They're looking at how many rings did he win.
They're not looking at his stats getting into the Hall Harrison. Come on now.
For in the playoffs, how many career hits does Derek Jeter have in the playoffs? You don't freaking care.
5,000.
You don't care. It's irrelevant. The guy won a bunch of rings. That's what matters. Like the playoffs, the hard part is with postseason stats is 9 times out of 10 the postseason stats suck because you look at their batting average and all these tough situations, cold baseball. Like most of these guys have not exciting postseason stats, but they got rings, and that's the piece that matters. When you look at a guy for the Hall of Fame, you're looking at career stats, regular season, to benchmark him against all the other guys in the Hall of Fame. You're looking at kind of impactful big moments and rings. Like, what are they known for? And those, you're not looking at, well, he had 143 playoff hits and 19 doubles. It doesn't matter. Did he have rings? If he had rings, we got something to talk about. If he had a whole bunch of hits, nobody cares.
I guess. Yeah, sure.
I think the playoff stats become kind of irrelevant. Did you win? No? Okay, whatever. Did you? But if the answer is yes, then it's okay, great. Like you're a winner. You're a champion.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a good point, Curtis. I mean, do you not put Clayton Kershaw in the Hall because his postseason stats suck?
Yep.
I mean, does that keep a guy out of the Hall? Like, because there are some guys that don't have very good postseason stats that had incredible careers. And yeah, Ryan Trout. How does that affect Trout? I mean, it's a tough one. Postseason stats are a real thing. These guys do put up numbers in the playoffs. That those do matter, but ultimately, the regular season is the benchmark, and the playoffs are really a matter of did you win?
Yeah. And Brandon, yes, the only reason Barry Bonds isn't a Hall of Famer is because his postseason is horrible. You're 1,000% right. No other factors at all. I mean, I totally
that ball he hit in 2000 in the 2002 World Series that still hasn't landed.
Yeah, I totally get your point, and I can get behind it. Right? It's just for me, like personally, like these are stats that these guys accomplish, and it just seems like it's an afterthought. Like they were good enough in the regular season to get their team to the playoffs, to lead their team to the playoffs, to earn bonus baseball. So this is still part of my career. Like the postseason, like it's not like I just Ernie Banked it and just stopped after game 154, 162 every year and went home. Like I earned these extra games. I earned these extra stats that I compile. So I mean, like if I hit, like I'd be some pissed, right? Albert Pujols ends at 699. We have a couple guys that are right on the precipice, like 399 homers. They have 3 postseason homers that would have gotten them over 400 career homers.
Yep.
And that's a benchmark to get into the Hall, right? You start really considering these guys once they hit over 400. You're like, all right, like Andrew Jones, who we hope sees gets in, right? Barely over 400. He's got 10 goals glove. I know it's a completely different argument, but he's just over that benchmark. So, like, if you consider those postseason homers, whether it's 3, 4, 5, whatever, and it gets them over that 400 home run plateau, like, I don't know. That's just how I think they should count towards their own personal stats.
Look at this. So Derek Jeter played in 158 playoff games. So basically an entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Hit 308 with 20 home runs, 61 RBIs, 18 steals.
How many hits? Like 200.
200 hits.
Yeah.
Like 200 playoff hits. But again, like he played an entire season.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to think like that he had that many playoff games and at bats. I mean, it's what, 158, and it was 734 plate appearances, 650 at bats in the playoffs.
He got 200 hits in 158 games. Think about that.
It's a season. It's a close to a batting title season.
Yeah. So yeah, I just for me, those should count towards Derek Jeter's career totals. You add those 200 hits to the 3,400 he's got. Now you're looking at 3,600. Right? I mean, they happened in his career. That's that.
They could, but if he leapfrogs a guy who only played in 20 playoff games because they only had one round back then, I mean,
Too bad, so sad in my eyes.
I know it's just tough. It's tough.
But I get it. I know you want to try to measure these guys on the most level playing field you can, right? I totally understand that, right? Baseball changes, baseball evolves. It does every year. We sit here in February and talk about every rule change that's going to come out for the next year, because they tweak it every year, right? So it's just my own personal opinion, but I totally see where you're coming from for sure.
Yeah, it makes things complicated, and I agree. Like it's kind of a shame that you don't get to give Derek Jeter credit for like all the postseason stuff he did. But at the end of the day, you do, because you knew he did it. You knew he was a winner. I mean, 5 rings, appeared in 7 World Series. So many big moments that kind of just they're just like an asterisk. They're like and by the way, he also did this.
Yep. Brandon, this is a great point. It's funny we don't want to count more playoff games, but we don't limit people's years of playing, whether they played 12 years or 20 years. I mean, you look at like Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly, and we discount them because they only played 12. But we celebrate the heck out of Craig Biggio because he played 24 seasons and got to the 3,000 hits, right? I mean, Harold Baines is kind of the same way. He's in that same boat.
Played for a long time.
Right. Which is part of the whole package. I get it. But like, again, like, it's hard to measure. I get it. But we just look at Dale Murphy and Don well, we don't, but writers look at them and they're like, yeah, they didn't play long enough. Peak wasn't good enough or whatever. Longevity matters. So then the postseason should matter is my point. Right.
But the postseason is not kind of equally dispersed, so, let's pick, Paul Skeens. He's never going to see the playoffs till he goes somewhere else. That's not his fault. He's the best pitcher in baseball, but his team is trash. I mean, again, like, not his fault, but if you're gonna rank him on his postseason performance, there ain't any. Mike Trout, team's trash. Ain't any postseason appearance to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I get that point, but I think that's also, I mean, I'm asking baseball writers to do this, so I don't know, but
yeah,
you also have to take that into consideration, right? Like, okay, Mike Trout didn't get the opportunities except for 3 games, right? Or a series or whatever it was. They were 3 and out, gone.
Yeah, 1 series.
Skeens won't see the playoffs, like you said, if he stays in Pittsburgh. But that goes into consideration. So you're like, okay, I don't have to look at the postseason because there's nothing there. So, all right, regular season, yeah, he was the best pitcher in baseball. It's not even close. But it's just for me, like, it's just as simple as add them to their career totals. That's it. That's as simple as I want. Like, when I open up Baseball Reference and across the top, I look at Derek Jeter's career numbers. I want the postseason numbers like in those career totals. And like, that's as simple as I want it. Like, it doesn't have to be any more in depth than that. Like, how many hits did Derek Jeter actually have? I don't want to have to go through Baseball Reference and be like, oh, well, he got 3,400 in the regular season. Let's scroll down. Keep scrolling. No, keep scrolling. Okay, he got, oh, now I have to add them all together. Okay, 200 hits. Like, I want the full thing laid out at the top, all in one spot where I can see it. And maybe there's a website that does that. I don't know. Maybe I just sparked an idea. Who knows? But that's all I'm saying. Just something as simple as that. How many home runs did Babe Ruth actually hit in his career? Not regular season. I want regular season and postseason in just one spot. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just a matter of adding them together, then sure, I'm sure somebody could slap that together, but they're never going to count as part of their career because, again, it's postseason. So it's after the season.
It's still mind blowing to me. They still like achieved it. That's I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is.
They still did it. I mean, it's right. It's bonus. It's it's just bonus time. It's it's the same reason that the NHL doesn't count shootout goals, because you just inflate guys' career numbers with goals that were done in basically a competition to decide a game.
So does the NBA count? They don't count overtime points as points?
I don't believe they do. No.
Well, that's a bad example because they count extra innings. I would say playoff points to
No,
their
sorry. Yeah,
career
sorry.
totals.
Playoff points. Yes.
I don't know.
That'll stand separately.
I guess. I don't know. So it is what it is. I don't know. I can't look past it. I definitely see what you're talking about, right? Everything on a level playing field. That's how we measure guys, right? What did they do in the same 162 game average? And that's what, baseball history dork said back here, right? So I don't know.
Yes, like Babe Ruth had 15 career postseason homers because there was no postseason. It was you either were the best team in the league and went to the World Series or not. But imagine how many homers he might have hit if he had more rounds.
Yep. Hold on.
I'm not aware of any league. I agree with Mike. I don't think any league counts playoff stats in career totals because again, playoffs are bonus time.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting rid of somebody here. All right.
I thought we were gonna play checkers. No.
No, I think we're good. So,
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. We got them. All right. Thank you to the bouncers in the chat there.
Captain coming back strong.
Yep. All right, Harrison. I've got some MLB trivia for you. It's generic trivia. It's stat-driven trivia. So good luck. I think there's
nice.
I think there's some easy ones in here. There are some tougher ones in here. So here we go. 35 times in Yankees history, players have hit 40 or more home runs in a single season. Who is missing from this list of players who only did it once for the Yankees? Roger Maris hit 61, Joe DiMaggio 46, this guy with 44, Reggie Jackson 41, and Juan Soto last year with 41.
Soto plays 1 year there, gets on the list.
Yep.
Captain had the easy enough for me though. It looks like, is that like a Paul O'Neill? It looks like a big lefty.
It's not. It is a big lefty. It's not Paul O'Neill.
It's not Teixeira. He didn't hit that many home runs.
Yep. Well,
Giambi?
No, not Giambi. He did it twice, so he's off.
Oh, of course. Okay, so he did hit 40, but it was twice. Damn.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys that did it. Like Gehrig, Ruth obviously did, but they did it multiple times, so they're off. Mattingly, good guess. Not him. Not Cano.
There's a couple guesses before that. Oh,
it is in fact Tino Martinez in 1997 hit 44. So nice job, Brandon. Yeah, Tino. Yeah, and Tinto Martinez. Nice job, John.
Tinto, yeah, his cousin, Tinto.
Yeah, Tinto. Chambliss, good guess too, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, that was a good guess.
All right.
I really liked, as much as I hated the Yankees at that time, I always liked Tino Martinez. He just seemed like he was such like a classy dude.
I loved him ever since he was on the Mariners. So then when he came over to the Yankees, I was like, come on, man. Please.
Yeah, please, anywhere but there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always liked him.
Yep. All right. 12 times in Cardinals history, a player has driven in 135 or more runs in a season. Which two players only achieved this once in their career while playing for the Cardinals? Got this guy at 137 and the other guy at 137.
These modern or older?
A little bit on the older side.
Okay. Cardinals.
Mark Whitman
in one game. It's not also Tino in St. Louis, is it?
It's not Tino in St. Louis, no.
Going back a little ways. I mean, where are we going back as far as Stan the Man?
Around that time for one of them. The other guy is an MVP. Jack Clark and Rogers Hornsby's
Oh,
good gets.
good guess.
Hornsby did it more than once, so he's off, and it's not Jack Clark.
Oh. So is this the MVP?
That is the MVP.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So the other guy's definitely on the older side.
It's
Because
not.
that would have been 70s.
It's not Hernandez. That's a good guess. It's not Keith Hernandez. Yes, baseball history dork got one. It is Johnny Mize. Johnny Mize is on the right, 137.
Per the usual, Forrest throws on his cape and solves us when it comes to baseball history.
Yep. And let's think this guy is still in the game. He's now in like the MLB front office, longtime manager, and was an MVP. I believe it was 71.
Yep. Yankees fans will remember him fondly.
Yes. And you don't realize how good of a player this dude actually was.
I said that a couple weeks ago. We talked about him on the show for some reason. I have never appreciated how good a player he was. I just think of him as a manager, where he was also pretty good.
Yeah, Forrest, we all know that you're wearing your cape while you watch our show. So
you've got your Superman underoos and your cape on. We know.
Yeah. Yes, and it is Joe Torre. Nice job, Brandon. Nice job, Mike. Here it is. Joe Torre all coming in. Nice job, fellas. Yep. Joe Torre, 1971. Johnny Mize, 1940. So there you go.
It's a lot of stakes.
Yep. And still crazy to think that, Hack Wilson and Lou Gehrig had another 60 on top of that. just
that
wild.
That is a crazy number. I mean, we barely see guys break 130 anymore, and those guys are just racking them up.
I don't know what's more impressive, the Hack Wilson 191 or the Lou Gehrig 185 with Babe Ruth hitting in front of you.
Leaving you nobody on base.
I just that one is mind blowing to me. It's staggering. I can't even imagine going to the ballpark and you're paying to just watch dudes run in a square. Yep. That's all you're doing that season.
Yep.
God dang, man. Wow.
It's wild.
Yeah. And Brandon says, yes, you're correct. It is lost how good of a player Joe Torre was. Yeah. Yep. Crazy.
Yeah. Just kind of forgotten because he was such a successful manager.
Yep. All right. 14 times a player has hit 40 or more home runs in a season for the Colorado Rockies. Who is missing from this list who only achieved this once with the Rockies? Larry Walker, 49, Dante Bichette at 40, this guy at 40, and Carlos Gonzalez at 40.
So it's not Vinny, it's not Dante, it's not Larry, it's not Todd.
They were facing dudes throwing 65. That's fair, Ryan.
I mean, but they're also swinging like tree trunks and totally different.
Yep. Yep. You guys got it in the chat. You nailed it. It is indeed Ellis Burks. Yes, Ellis Burks is correct. Todd Helton's a great guess. He did it more than once, so he's out. Tulowitzki, good guess. I don't think he ever hit 40 there. So yeah, Ellis Burks, 1996.
He had a couple of monster seasons.
Yeah. Another guy vastly underrated for his career.
Yes. Yep.
For sure. Yeah. Sorry. The silhouette's ridiculous, Nick. My bad. I'll do better. All right. Who holds this? Let me start again so you can cut that out later because that was bad. Who holds the record for the most hits in a single season for the Tampa Bay Rays / Devil Rays?
Most hits in a single season. Okay. Trying to think the guys are hit machines there. Not Longoria,
not Carlos Pena. Good guess, Brandon. He had a couple monster seasons there, but not. Yes, Harrison. Nice.
Okay.
Yep. Not Longoria. Not Crawford. Crawford's up there, but not number one. Not Lowe or Lau. Not Upton. Think first baseman. Brian Giles, good guess. I mean, he played for everybody, but not him.
Basically, yeah.
He was a big lefty. Not Yandy Diaz. That's another great guess because he had a monster season when he won
did.
the batting title. But not Yandy Diaz. Aesop Choi. Nope. I wish it was, though. It'd be incredible.
Yeah.
Zobrist.
Yeah, this guy ended his career in San Fran. Won a couple World Series rings there.
Nope, not Choi. Yes, Michael got it. There we go. Aubrey Huff is correct. 198 in 2003. So they have yet to have a 200 hit season in their franchise history. So yes, Aubrey Huff, 198, 2003.
Dude was a hitting machine.
Yeah, he had a good stretch there for sure.
He did.
All right. Who is missing from this list of Rangers to steal 50 or more bases in a single season? This guy with 52, Dave Nelson with 51, Otis Nixon with 50.
So we're talking Texas Rangers. We talking Chuck Norris?
Yeah, he doesn't steal bases. He just takes them.
Yeah, bases come to him.
Yeah.
Is 52 really the most in franchise history?
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
According to Baseball Reference.
Wow.
You have to go back a little bit for this one.
There's not a lot of speedsters that come to mind for me. Like,
not McDowell. Yeah, this one.
I mean, guys that stole bases for them. I guess you should go back away. So you have to go back probably outside of like the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah. You got to go back to like 70s. He was a second baseman. Played for 6 years. All with Texas except for his last year in 82 with the Cubs. Not Pettis, not McLemore. That's a good guess. Mark McLemore.
Yeah, that is a good guess.
This guy played in 831 games and stole 196 bases in his career.
Wow.
Now, not Gary Pettis. It's a great guess. Yep, not him. This is... I really don't have any other hints to give you.
Yeah,
I mean, short career. Finished third in Rookie of the Year voting in 77. This is Bump Wills. 1978.
Yep. Certainly a name I've heard, but not a guy that I could place.
Yep. He stole 52 bases in 1978. So
I'm just amazed that's the career. That's the franchise high.
Yeah. This next one might be my favorite trivia question in quite some time, and you will see why.
Okay.
Only 3 times in Arizona Diamondbacks history, a player has struck out more than 200 times in a season. Which player is missing from this list of most strikeouts in a season? Mark Reynolds, 223. Mark Reynolds, 211. And this guy at 204.
Well, I know who it is. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. Troy Glaus.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, Troy Glaus.
Chad says Gino. It could totally be Gino.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so good.
You like this one?
That's so good.
Yeah. Guys, look at the silhouettes here. Come on, guys. Look at the silhouettes.
Stop messing with us.
Yeah. It's Jamie Moyer for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Mark Reynolds. Yeah, it is indeed absolutely Mark Reynolds. Yeah, 2008, 2009, 2010, back to back to back 200 plus strikeout seasons. Crazy.
That is nuts.
But, yeah. So
He was consistent.
I thought that was a fun one. I did that a while back with the Rockies triples leaders with Dexter Fowler. And it was the same silhouette across the board, and people still got it wrong. And I was like, goodness gracious.
Yeah,
But
that's
funny.
not a stat you want to be the only guy, or not a record you want to be the only guy that holds. Like where
The
you're the only
only
guy that
guy,
struck out 200 plus times.
yeah, only guy in Diamondbacks history.
How many strikeouts did he have in the postseason?
Okay, guys, listen. I can only take so many punches in a single episode. Whoa, easy on me here. But he probably had another 200 in the postseason. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, I mean easily any postseason game he was in, he probably K'd twice.
Oh, the epitome of a slugger. Yeah, because when this dude got into one, he got into one.
He hit some bombs.
Yes, he did. Crazy.
And they were not cheapies. I mean,
nope.
Loud contact. So yeah, so the years in Arizona. So he had 44 home runs, 32 home runs, and 37 home runs in those seasons.
Yeah. Crazy.
What's impressive is the 211 came in 145 games. Like could have easily been 230, 240.
Yep. Wild.
Amazing.
All right. Mariano Rivera owns 8 out of the 10 highest single season totals in saves. Which two players hold the other 2 spots? This guy at 46 saves in a single season, and the other guy 43 saves in a single season.
Ryan, he'd get MVP votes today.
Oh, for sure he would.
He probably would. Although imagine Reynolds facing guys throwing close to 100 all the time with nasty breaking stuff. He might just strike out 300 times,
or hit the ball 600 feet.
Yeah, or that too.
Yeah, modern day Pete Incaviglia for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Wetland is 1, Mike Reed. Nice job. I should have said this is for the Yankees. I think that's implied. I'm going to get roasted in the comments for that. It's not obviously not Percival because it's for the Yankees.
Can't wait for this video to blow up because you didn't say it.
I know. It is Dave Rigetti. Nice job, Michael. Yeah, that's my bad, guys. I should have said for the Yankees. Right. Dave Rigetti and John Wetland.
Fix that in the description.
That's not going to matter, Harrison. Nobody reads.
Reading is hard.
It is hard. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my bad. I worded the question wrong. I'm going to have to go back into the comments and get killed for that one. So, yeah, brutal. Maybe we should just re-record it now, Harrison. Should I go back and reread it?
Yeah, do it. Reread it.
Okay. All right. Hang with us, fellas. Hold on. We're doing a live edit. Mariano Rivera owns 8 out of the 10 highest single season totals and saves for the New York Yankees. Which 2 players hold the other 2 spots for the Yankees?
Look at that. Saved.
Okay, good. Okay, moving on. You guys were right. Rigetti and Wetland, sorry about the confusion. The internet don't read good. Yeah, Curtis, I'm really sorry, buddy. That's my bad. I'm always good for a good mess up every show. So you guys should know that by now. You've been watching long enough. So.
Mark Reynolds and Mark Reynolds.
Reading words hurts my thinking meat. You're fired, Arno. Okay.
This is postseason now, so it doesn't count, Nick. Don't worry.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys.
Yep. Oh, and we lost Nick. Well, and the show goes on.
Actually,
guys for the rest of the show, we're putting you at the bottom. You're in timeout.
Oh, okay. I guess I deserve the bottom. All right. There we go. All right. The 2 oldest players to ever pitch for the Rays were both 41 years old. Rich Hill and who?
Hmm.
This one's a little tricky. I'll give you that hint.
I mean, it's a knuckleball grip. I mean, I can see it clearly. Oh, gee, is this?
Yes, it is. You already got it. It clicked. Yeah. Uh-huh.
As soon as I said knuckleball grip, I'm like, oh my goodness, I know.
Yep. Yep. Huff is a great guess. It is not Charlie Huff. Yep, he's on the left, Michael. That's Rich Hill. It's a position player, isn't it? It is. And the knuckleball grip should give you a hint there.
Yeah, as soon as I said knuckleball grip, it hit me who that is.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Moyer's a great guess, topper and captain. It's not Moyer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is a position player, so I'll give you that.
Who throws a mean knuckleball and also pounds a lot of beers.
Yep, it is Wade Boggs. Nice job, Brandon.
There it is.
Yep. So yeah, 2 oldest guys to make pitching appearances for the Rays. Yeah, nice job. Everyone's got it now. Boggs rolling into the chat. Nice.
Sick.
All right, I got 2 more for you.
All right, shoot.
3 players in Marlins history have recorded a base hit at age 42 or older. Who was missing from the list of players who accomplished that? Tim Raines at age 42, Ichiro Suzuki, age 43, and this guy at age 46. And this silhouette's a dead giveaway, too. I couldn't find one of him hitting. Yep.
Yeah, you won't find many of him hitting because he didn't hit much. I mean, he stood up there, but
it is Charlie Huff. Nice job, Brandon. Yep, Charlie Huff. Dan Marino. Not
laces out.
Yep. Yeah, it is Charlie Huff. I couldn't find one of him hitting, so that would have really thrown you for a loop there, but there's just nothing out there in the stratosphere. It is Huff. Yep, for sure. Juan Pierre, good guess. Not Juan Pierre.
Have you seen the videos online of him? Like he's instructing young kids on how to throw the knuckleball, and he gets so jazzed up when a kid throws a nasty knuckler.
That's awesome. I haven't seen it yet.
I would love to learn how to throw a knuckleball from that guy.
Right. All right. The last one I got, probably a little bit of a deep cut, but we will see. Which player has the 3 highest single season stolen base records for the Pittsburgh Pirates, stealing 77, 71, and then 96 bases in consecutive years?
Wow. Why do the Marlins either have a team of 17-year-olds or a team of 40-year-olds? Because they can't afford them in the middle of their career. They can only afford them at the ends.
Facts.
They can't afford them in their prime.
Yep. So this guy played from 77 to 86 with the Pirates, the Astros, the Yankees, Royals, and finished with the Braves in 86. He was a center fielder, 37 career home runs, 487 stolen bases in his career. Not Clemente, not Womack, not Dykstra. Like I said, this one's probably a deeper cut than the guys we talk about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a speedster. I mean, it's certainly not anybody current.
No.
Or like, I should say recent.
No, not him. He was in the 79 World Series with the Pirates. He was 15th in MVP voting that year, where he stole 77 bases. 8 home runs, 69 RBIs, and 77 stolen bases get you MVP votes. It is exactly Omar Moreno. Look at that, Forrest. Nice.
Forrest, stop. You threw the or something on there to make it seem like you didn't just know the answer.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah.
Come on. You had it. You were just trying to be all like subtle and
yeah,
shy about the fact that you knew it.
So Omar Moreno, 75. He came up, just played 6 games, 1 stolen base in those 6 games. 48 games in 76, had 15. Then it ticks up here. 77, 53, 78, 71, 79, 77, 1980, 96. Has an off year, in 81, 39. 82, he stole 60, 37, 30, and then kind of goes down from there. But a lot of stolen bases in a short amount of time. So
Watch your mouth in the chat, Brian Adams.
Yep. So yeah, Omar Moreno, pretty crazy. So yeah, that's what I had for trivia tonight. I hope you like that one. Forrest saw my dork signal.
the dork signal was out.
Yeah, love it.
We almost need like an image we can put up on the screen. We're stuck. We can just like put the dork signal up.
Oh my god, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, we need to create something we can just like quickly flash on the screen when we need Forrest to bail us out.
Yep, that'd be incredible. He just says, "I'm shy."
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to like downplay the fact that you just knew that answer.
Yep. Love it. All right. This is the part of the show where Harrison brings up the chat. We bring up some other news from around the league, and you guys can throw anything at us. We got, a lot of time here if you guys want it. So we do have one big news story we kind of want to get into here. Harrison and I were talking about it before the show, so go ahead, bring it up.
Yeah, so I apologize because I'm still getting up to speak because it came out earlier today. But if you recall, those of you that have been around for a little while, we were talking about Diamond Sports Group last year. Diamond Sports Group ran a number of regional sports networks that were broadcasting MLB games. Diamond Sports got in some real serious financial trouble and eventually spun off a lot of their broadcasting rights to Sinclair, who bought them under the name of Main Street. Main Street broadcasts as the FanDuel Sports Network through a partnership they have with FanDuel. So they've been broadcasting games for the Braves, the Reds, the Tigers, the Royals, the Angels, the Marlins, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Rays. Well, all 9 of those teams today terminated their contracts with Main Street. And so now they don't have a regional network to provide to distribute their games. So Major League Baseball already distributes or produces and distributes games for the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Guardians, the Rockies, the Twins, the Mariners, and the Nationals, who are expected to be added because they've all lost their regional networks.
Wait. The Nationals are in there?
They're being added this season. They've opted out of their agreement.
Now only 2 teams I'm blacked out of. Let's go.
Totally separate target. It's a totally separate topic. So what's happening is, Diamond Sports Group had all these financial problems. They spun this off, and now Main Street's having financial problems. There's been some late payments. There's now reports of a missed payment on the actual TV rights deals. So all 9 teams just said, we're out. Like, we're not playing this game anymore. So they're all out. So now MLB has, what does that make? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 6 teams originally MLB's been distributing. The Nationals are joining. That'll make it 7, plus these 9. So MLB now controls the local and the regional and national TV rights to 16 of the 30 teams, which means MLB can do whatever they want with these rights now because they've come back to the league. But B, this is what they wanted to do to avoid the blackouts, but it's happening faster than they're ready for. So now you've got MLB, who's, Manfred said, we're totally committed to step in and take over for these guys. We've been doing it for 6 teams for the last 2 years. We're going to add another one. We're going to add 9 more here, like no issues. But MLB is going to get massive distribution rights on a huge portion of baseball, which for guys like Nick, who are blacked out of like most of those markets I just read off, that's going to go away. For local viewers, that's going to mean MLB TV is going to be their only solution. So it's an interesting spot for baseball to be in, to finally have the rights back. But I definitely think it happened sooner than they were expecting.
Were the Braves on that list too?
They are.
Heck yeah. So now I'm only blacked out of the Orioles. I am ecstatic right now.
So to recap, the 6 teams that MLB's been producing for the last 2 years are the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Guardians, the Rockies, the Twins, the Mariners. The Nationals have opted out of their TV deal and are going to join that mix. And then the 9 teams that terminated with Main Street today are the Braves, the Reds, the Tigers, the Royals, the Angels, the Marlins, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Rays. So MLB is going to control a lot of TV markets suddenly.
Dude, I just got Christmas. This is my Christmas right now. That's incredible news for me. Yeah, this is what MLB has wanted, but like you said, they're just like, oh crap. Now what? We got 16, we got over half the league here.
Yeah.
Now what do we do? How do we do this? It's all gonna land on MLB TV for sure.
It has to, because like, the deal they have with NBC and ESPN doesn't mean ESPN was going to pick up some of these other 6 teams games that MLB kind of couldn't handle, but these other 9 teams were never inside of the scope of that agreement. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. But if you're a Braves fan down in that market, I have no idea how you're going to watch their games. I'm guessing it's going to be MLB TV.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting that the Nationals opted out of Masson, because Masson controls the Nationals and the Orioles there. So interesting that I was pretty sure. I don't think they were separate networks. I'm pretty sure Masson had control over both of them. I could be wrong, but interesting there.
Yeah, so yeah, the reports are that this just came up yesterday. The Nationals are exiting the relationship with Masson.
Interesting. And that was one of the local networks that we were like, they're never going to let go of their teams.
Well, they'll never let go of the Orioles. I think the Nationals they took on because
they were there.
I think they were there. Like, it was like, we're already here. Like, we can do it.
And this is probably it. Probably sick of being on the sister station of Masson, right? They weren't the headliners.
The Orioles were always top dog, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
I mean, even when the Nationals were out winning a World Series, they were still the second team mentioned on the listing.
Yeah.
So the contract with Masson expired. There was an option to renew that the Nationals said no thanks.
Yeah. Good for them. But yeah, I'm excited. That's the best news I've gotten all off season. Maybe all of 2025. That's incredible. I love it. Now we'll see when I get the MLB TV package in March if that's actually true or not. But we'll see. Pumped.
Yeah, I think for a lot of fans, that's great news. I think for the local fans, it's going to be a little concerning as to what that means and what am I going to be left with. And then I think for baseball, Major League Baseball, now it's a matter of, okay, we got to get out there and produce and distribute a bunch of baseball games next year.
Now, I am going to tell the chat about the secret. I mean, it's not really a secret. If you guys have T-Mobile as your carrier, keep an eye out in March, because March T-Mobile always releases a week where you can claim MLB TV for free. So you want to keep an eye out. If you have T-Mobile, keep an eye out for that. It's usually like the second or third week in March where you can sign up for MLB TV for free. I've done it for the last 3 or 4 years. So make sure if you have T-Mobile, check it out. And if you don't, and you want MLB TV for free, you can always switch carriers. That's your own prerogative. But just saying, that was a big selling point on switching to T-Mobile for me 4 years ago when we started this podcast. So
yeah,
I switched to T-Mobile $160.
Yeah, I switched to T-Mobile because the service was better. Then I found out as I was switching that was an option. I'm like, bonus.
Yep.
Like, sweet.
Yep. So check that out. Yeah, and that's not a shameless plug to T-Mobile unless you want to sponsor us. So I'm just saying. But yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, this is the route MLB wanted to go, but like you said, I don't think they were expected to just get 16 teams dumped on their lap, and for them all to cancel on the same day. It must be the contract with that company were all signed on the same day or something like that, and that's why all the teams just kind of were like, "Nah, we're good."
Or I'm wondering if the missed payment to the Cardinals triggers them all to be able to exercise some clause and bail because of that failure. Because these teams got stuck in the Diamond Sports debacle where they weren't even sure if they were going to have anybody showing their games until like the very last minute when they were finally able to find a deal. I have to believe that they saw this turning into that all over again and just said, no, thanks. We're going to bail now.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan, this is a good point, and we have talked about this a lot, right? Making it so hard to watch and crying about losing fans. It's wild to me, right? And we've talked about MLB's marketing strategies, um, but we've also talked about just the substantial amount of airtime that MLB has to find for all these games. Like that is an issue all in itself. Like, how do you find 3.5 hours a night for 15 teams 162 times a summer? Like it's an issue, right? And that's why they went local, right? They can't go national like NFL, NHL, all the other ones, because they don't have a big enough footprint on the national stage to really make it matter. But baseball does, right? Baseball needs so much airtime to get all these games on that you almost have to put them on a streaming platform like MLB TV because there's just nowhere to put them all.
Yeah,
right.
It's crazy. I mean, NFL, they play 1 game a week. The NBA, they play what, 3 games a week? The NHL is like 3
Maybe.
games a week. Yeah, it's 2 or 3 games a week. And then MLB's there every night, 6 nights a week. It's, none of your big carriers want it because, your ABCs, NBCs, CBS, like they have their weekly programming. They don't mind throwing football in on occasion, but like they don't want it in there every night. No network, no singular network could take on baseball.
Right.
Because it's impossible to cover all those games every single night because you'd have no time for any other programming in prime time. So it's not like you're going to make some big deal with ESPN where they broadcast all of your regional games because like that cuts out all of ESPN's programming.
Right.
They want some games, but they don't want them all.
I mean, I would argue that ESPN should take all the baseball games because their program's terrible, but that's another story.
They for some reason think they've got great programming, which is laughable. But anyways, it's just too hard. It's too hard because you would be so married to the baseball schedule as a network that you couldn't be able to do other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they want fans to get rid of blackouts. We've been screaming that for years. I think this is MLB's solution to try to get rid of that, right? But if there is a local network, Nesson, yes, all of those guys, like they want the blackouts because they want the viewership, right? They're gonna black out MLB TV because, like, hey, we're just this small local company. I mean, quote unquote, small local company. Like, no, all the viewers come to us. Like, we're not going to share our viewers with you because the more viewers we have on our programming is the more money we get. So you got to black everybody else out. I get that part. But I also get the blackouts are frustrating. I completely get that. Look at me. I've been blacked out of 4 MLB franchises and I'm 6.5 hours away from the nearest one, right?
It is
frustrating as hell. I get it. But I also get it on the business standpoint, right? It doesn't make sense for a local market to be like, oh yeah, you can have our game on ESPN. Like you can have Red Sox Yankees all weekend. Like, no, like I want those eyeballs on my station. So, but I completely get it. It's a hard one. Yeah, Topper says he's got MLB extra innings on Dish and he loves it. Yeah, I haven't seen MLB extra innings, but I'm sure it's incredible.
Yeah, and I will say that MLB has created some local partnerships where other broadcast partners will also show like the MLB TV feed. So like you don't necessarily have to have MLB TV to watch the games. I do suspect that will change some, and I think that MLB TV is going to try to bring things onto the platform, but I think they're going to have to find a way to offer those that are in those markets like a better deal because you're asking them to subscribe to another service to watch their games. The Red Sox have done that with Nesson forever. And I should say forever, but for quite a while. It was a premium channel for a long time. You had to pay to add, still is. The streaming subscription is now extra. So like I think people are getting accustomed to spending extra for certain things.
Yeah.
But I think MLB is going to have to find a way to make it less expensive for those people that are in one of those markets that do not have an alternative.
Yeah. Ryan, 8 is wild. I'll stop complaining now. I've heard
Wait,
that
really?
about Missouri. Yeah, right. So
Oh, because
probably
you're smack dab in the
Royals,
middle.
Royals, Cardinals, Rockies, both
Yep.
Chicago's probably. Uh Rangers, maybe? Twins? Brewers?
Guardians. I mean, does it reach over to the Guardians? I mean,
Reds, maybe.
oh, Reds. Yeah,
Cincinnati's a little bit west. 8 is wild.
that's
Okay.
crazy.
But you're gonna get your Cardinals, you're gonna get your Royals, right? Because they were on the list.
Yep.
So you'll get them on MLB TV next year. You won't be blacked out. Now,
Yes,
granted, you
you
still have
get a
to
couple
pay for
back.
this. You still have to pay for the service. I get it, but crazy.
That's crazy.
Man, 8 is wild. And 5 hours within. That's crazy. Cardinals, Royals, Cubs, Twins, White Sox, Reds, Rockies, and Cleveland. Cleveland's
So we
nuts.
pretty much guessed them all, but that's nuts. Because like how I mean, you're 5 hours is a long time. That would be like me being blacked out of the Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees, Mets,
Right. Like
and
that.
Red Sox.
That's crazy.
Possibly even Blue Jays.
I mean, yeah, you could make an argument. I might even be in their loop.
And they're not even in this country, and you're blocked out of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, Canadian TV, I'm blacked out of anyways, so
Well,
probably
that's fair. Yeah, man. Okay, I'll stop complaining about the 4 I was blacked out of now.
that's crazy.
That is nuts. So I definitely get your frustration, Ryan, but you win, sir. I bow down to you.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, Southeast Iowa. So
Yeah, so
literally,
you're like you're right in where all those rings merge. You're sitting right there.
Dang. Yeah, if he goes 15 minutes to the west, then he gets all the teams back. It's probably like right in the middle of that blackout. But that is insane. Yeah, Curtis is right in the middle, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Chicago. So kind of the same thing. Dang,
Jeez.
man.
That's wild.
Yep. Still here.
I mean, you may want to consider moving to get a better variety of baseball games, but I mean, if life is there, then it's there.
Yep. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Bud says Las Vegas Ace is the only way to use the A's old logo in it.
Isn't there a minor league team there?
There is. They are the Reno Aces.
Oh, it's Reno. I was gonna say, isn't there an Aces team already?
There is. It's the WNBA.
Oh, that's right.
The
basketball
WNBA.
Team.
Yeah, the WNBA is the Aces. I think if they get denied this athletics thing and they stick to it, I think we're just going to see A's.
Probably.
I don't see them switching completely. Right? Like you said, you want to keep your brand. And if it's just an A apostrophe S, then that's that. That's how I would kind of tackle that, I think. I don't think I would want to rebrand the entire athletics organization.
Think they'd shoot down the A's for being too generic?
Probably. I mean, is the letter A trademarked?
I mean, no. But maybe.
Yeah, and I get that. Ace sounds like A's, not aces.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but again, if they're having fits over athletics being close to activities or whatever, they're gonna have because the WNBA is definitely trademarked. There's no way that the Las Vegas Aces isn't trademarked, and that's gonna be way too close for the patent office to be like, there's no way, right? But it's not a brand worth keeping. I mean, that's a different story for sure. I get it, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, not a fan.
No.
I got a couple of other interesting things to bring up. One of these just came out about half an hour ago. So obviously we know that Tariq Skubal is under Tigers control for another year. So arbitration eligible. The teams exchange numbers today. Skubal is asking for a record $32 million in arbitration. The Tigers are offering $19 million.
Eek.
Yeah. So if you want to get a sense of how far off the Tigers and Skubal are in terms of a contract, you can just look at the arbitration numbers.
I don't blame Scooble. He's the best pitcher in the game right now.
Back-to-back Cy Young winner. I mean, he should get a near record amount in arbitration.
Because Vladdy got what? He got 30, 31?
Was he 28 or 30?
Or 28. He was up around 30. I can't remember the exact number, and that was the highest by far. But dude, that's a huge gap. And you're just talking arbitration. You're not even talking like a 10-year extension contract.
28 and a half is what he got.
28 and a half, yeah. Scooble's going to get that. Scooble will get 30 if it goes to an arbiter. Right? Like you said, back-to-back Cy Young, you're the best pitcher in the game. I mean, well, Skeens too, but you can argue Scooble's right up there, if not ahead of him right now, just for work. But yikes, that's not even close.
Sorry, Vladdy. So in 2024, Vladdy set the record at 19.9. In 2025, he agreed to 28.5 just before the hearing. So that didn't actually. So the record is the 19.9.
Gotcha.
But that was a situation where the Blue Jays were offering him 18. Like you were only off by $1 million and change. You weren't off by like 70%.
Man, isn't arbitration one value or the other, player or team? I think they can meet in the middle, can't they? Can they can, well, I think John's right? It either goes to the player or goes to the team, or they can settle outside, right? Kind of like Vladdy did with the 28 and a half.
Yeah, so they can at any point agree to terms.
Right.
But what happens is the player submits a number, the team submits a number, the arbitration panel picks one. But in the meantime, at any point, the player and team can come to an agreement.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so you're right, John, right? It either goes to the player or goes to the team unless they agree in the middle somewhere else.
Correct. Once you sit in front of the arbitrators, they are picking one of the two proposals. So those are your only two options. So unless Scooble and the Tigers come up to an agreement, the arbitrators are going to sit there and decide between 32 and 19. Those are their only two options.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting where this ends up.
So if the arbitrator decides, but they can still negotiate. Thanks, MLB The Show. Yeah. So right. So yeah, that's what I thought. And Curtis, I'm with you. Best player on the team, pay him top dollar. I'm doing whatever I can if I'm the Detroit Tigers to keep this dude happy. Right? I mean, you can't let Scuba walk out your door if you want any hopes of contending anytime soon. You want to stay at the top of the AL Central, you got to keep that guy on your roster.
Yes. And they clearly don't want to. So the deadline to reach a deal is 1 p.m. Real deadline's 8 p.m. So the deadline's passed. They've now submitted their numbers and now they're going to arbitration. They're actually going to go sit in front of a panel where they're going to pick one of the two. At any point, they can keep negotiating, but the panel's going to pick one of those two proposals. But if they don't come to an agreement,
and they're not gonna, dude. They're what, $13 million apart.
Yeah, but to give you a glimpse of how far off the Tigers and Scooble really are, like that's a great example.
Right. Yeah, and
you great example.
You multiply that by 10. We'll say 10-year extension.
Yep.
You're talking 130, $140 million. They're off.
Yeah, not close.
Yikes. Crazy. Go ahead, Topper. What do you got for us? Quick question.
Fire away.
Yep. Free range. You guys got everything. Ryan wants to talk about comparing eras. Dudes back in the day had winter jobs. Yeah, then you're looking at Scooble asking for $32 million.
Yeah, when the season was over, these guys were bagging groceries at the local grocery store, and I mean, some of them were working like construction jobs. Like these guys, baseball was not a career back then. It was part-time
hobby.
job.
Yeah, it was a
It was a
hobby.
part-time job that didn't pay great.
Yep, paid hobby. That was it.
Yep, that's
Kind,
it.
kind, kind of like this one, except for the paid part. But
Well, and it sounds
yeah,
like based on what's happened tonight, Chad has officially docked your pay. So
yeah. As long as you guys don't start handing out show suspensions, I think I'm
yeah,
okay.
there'll be a little extra nothing
Um,
in your paycheck this week, Nick.
yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yep. Um, yeah. You got anything else in there, Harrison?
So yeah,
And
one
that
more thing. So Manfred today had a little kind of blah blah blah, his usual talks, and he talked about expansion. He also talked about adding an in-season tournament as we're seeing the leagues do, and the possibility of a split season to accommodate that, where they would play the first chunk, take an elongated break, do an in-season tournament, and then start the season back up.
I'm not even going to we're waiting for an arbiter to deal with Nick. Um, I'm not gonna touch that one with a 10-foot pole, Harrison, because of the postseason discussion we had not that
Yeah,
long ago. Actually, at the beginning of the show. So I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. Sorry. I crazy.
yeah, I
I'm with Curtis. Hell
yeah.
no.
And the general
Leave it.
consent, the general reaction from people is no. Has this guy lost his mind? Like
I
nobody's
mean,
asking for that.
you're asking for postseason baseball in the middle of the summer, which listen, I get, right? You want to bring the pinnacle of baseball, the peak of baseball season is July, All-Star break. You want to bring some excitement there. But part of what makes baseball so exciting for me is I do have to wait till October to see what pans out. Right?
Yep.
The end of September. The whole month of September is exciting. You kind
Yep.
of lose a little bit of that if you have a first half champion. Now, the minor leagues do that, I'm pretty sure, where you have a first half champion. And if you're leading the division or win the division in the first half, you automatically get a postseason bid in September.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Now you're changing so much. So like I think I'm with everybody in here. Hell no. In season tournament, stupid. Manfred could go ahead and pack up his desk. That would be the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah, chat doesn't like it, and I don't. I mean, I don't think anybody
Um,
really likes it. And
no.
Manfred's whole thing was, these are things we're discussing to make sure that we're keeping baseball at the forefront of innovation and in consumer interest and all the other stuff that's important to them. But I can't imagine players for a minute or the Players Association would be like, yeah, let's throw a tournament in the middle of the season.
Yep.
So we're gonna do the W. So what we're gonna have the WBC first half of the season, in season tournament, second half of the season, and playoffs, and be done by Christmas. Really?
Yeah.
Like, so he's like, we obviously have to change the schedule and reduce the games, and it's the season's a grind. It's like, holy cow, dude! Like, we're good.
Yeah, I think they're thinking about putting in a Christmas tournament too, just to make sure that they stay
Yeah,
relevant.
they'll go play that somewhere in South and call it good. I mean, it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, this makes sense, Mike, right? Minors do it because the teams change so much during the season with all the
Yeah,
call-ups. And yeah, it makes sense. Um, yeah, main issue with me is starting time for games.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, no thank you. No thank you. Um Toppers, we talked about the Yankees a little bit earlier. We can dive into them a little bit deeper here. What are the Yankees going to do with a quiet offseason? Um, we're kind of lost with the Yankees right now. We don't know which way they're going, who they're waiting for, what they're actually going to spend because they've come out and they've said we want to stay under 300,000, but we want to sign Bellinger, we want to sign Bichette, but so we will spend over 300, but we're not going to spend over 300. I don't know. Which direction are the Yankees going? Are they waiting for their starting pitching to get back and then try to wheel and deal in the middle of the season? I don't know. It's a weird time to be a Yankees fan and a Yankees front office member because I don't even think they know which direction they're going right now.
No, it's yeah. They are. I mean, we've been joking in the chat about the fact that like the Trent Grisham contract was bad, and that might be Brian Cashman's biggest mistake ever, was offering that guy a qualifying offer and letting him take it. But the Yankees have a lot of guys injured that are going to be coming back throughout the year. They've been letting Cody Bellinger hold them hostage for most of the offseason. You've got a roster that's largely put together. I mean, your infield is done. It's Austin Wells, it's Ben Rice, it's Jazz, it's Volpe, and it's McMahon. Like, your infield every day is all set. Your outfield, they're not making any real commitment to Jason Dominguez. You've got Trent Grisham coming back. You've got Aaron Judge, obviously. I mean, I think the Yankees could start the season up today and field a team that's pretty good, but pretty good won't cut it in this division with the Blue Jays getting better. So I feel like the Yankees are just toiling in this like middle ground of not really sure what to do and how to put something together that is going to make this team better.
Yeah. Yeah, that is not his biggest mistake. He's got a lot of big ones.
I mean, there's some out there.
I think this one for this offseason, it is, right? Because that strapped them right off right at the get-go. They were like, oh crap. Now we don't have any money to go out and like aggressively get these guys. So now they're just seeing what's left on the scrap heap. Now, Bo Bichette's not scrap heap material. Neither is Tucker. They've like kind of in and out on Kyle Tucker a little bit. And then Bellinger. I think it kind of handcuffed them, to use a term I did last show, is they just we don't know what the cash flow is and what they want to spend or not. And
they don't know either.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and you're right, Curtis, right? The wait and see game with Bellinger might be the biggest offseason story, right? And I think if they don't sign Grisham, they don't offer him that qualifying offer, I think this Bellinger deal might be done already. That's my own opinion. I mean, or at least it's further along in negotiations here, right? I don't think they're as hamstrung as they are right now. You drop $22 million on a guy that, okay, yeah, he hit 35 bombs last year for you. Is he going to do that again? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. The money is there. Don't be confused by Hank's comments. And that's also fair, Curtis. We always know the Yankees can spend money. They have it.
Yeah, this
right.
Never been an issue.
Yeah.
But again, like I said last week, and I put a video out this week about it, it feels like the standards for the Yankees have come down. In the old days, it was win or it's a total failure. It was do what has to be done to win. It was spend the money. And this is not the same team. Hal is not his father. And maybe that's okay. And maybe that's the new normal for the Yankees. I don't know. But this is certainly not the same team, because George would have never let a player like Cody Bellinger drag this out for so long and hold them hostage.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, the Yankees aren't done, right? They'll still make some moves to make their team better. The Freddie Peralta talks have sparked back up. So there still could be looking for a trade there. So Yankees feel like theater to me. And maybe that's what it is. Broadway's kind of wearing off on them a little bit, but I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's interesting to me because we usually don't see the Yankees in this position, right? I think that's why it's kind of an outlier topic for me to talk about, is because we never see the Yankees in this type of position.
No, we don't.
So
this is not the Yankees' MO. The Yankees have always been,
if I want it, I'll go get it.
Yeah. Top spender. I get what I want. We don't settle for second place. Now the Yankees are more like, we're on a budget and we're okay with participation trophies, and, we're doing only what needs to be done.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. Do you have anything else? Chat have anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Well, again, another fantastic show, everyone. I say it every week. Thank you guys so much. The support, the love we get in the chat. I mean, yeah, I didn't get much love tonight, but it was well deserved. I get it. But no, seriously, you guys are absolutely incredible, and your support means everything to Harrison and I. And you are the backbone of what we do. Say it every week, and I can't say it enough. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, we get some free agent action, like real free agent action coming up this week. We will be back Sunday night. We do have Family Feud next Thursday. I'm reaching out to a couple guests, so maybe we'll have a couple coming up in the next few weeks here. So keep your eye out for that. But until Sunday, hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe out there, and we will see you on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard